They'll help me with that name, but we'll see
Why
where it goes.
GTX?
Well, no, it was really just more of a, hey, I'm cleaning up all this mounds of bird shit every day, and I feel like there's just such a waste there, there's so much potential. So, the light bulb goes off and you're just like, hey, marketing, hey, that's,
Hey.
that's the economy right there.
What does the process look like of turning that shit into something that can be watercolored?
Good. Man, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So you're gonna actually take a centrifuge. You guys know what a centrifuge is?
No, explain, please.
Explain to us, please. Yeah.
Okay, so the centrifuge is they use this in the lab. Basically, when you want to separate, a perfect example is when you have blood samples, blood vials. They'll put it in a centrifuge. Basically, it's this machine that spins really fast, and it will actually, since the density of each liquid within blood is of a different density, it will actually separate out in groups. So, like, you have the water, or you have the different types of liquids in blood. I don't know what they are. They more do it for the platelets, and they do it more for the cells themselves. Well, they do it more for the platelets in blood. So that will actually separate from the liquids, making it more accessible. And we're thinking of doing the same thing with that. So you put the bird shit in the centrifuge. You're separating the liquid, what we want for the watercolor, more from the chunks. What you don't want. You do want, for some colors and this is a long time down the line. We're gonna actually find a way to actually incorporate the chunks back into the color, so that way there's more of a, what stippling is in art? It's where, yes, it's like you have this like kind of stippling kind of format going on. So it's all up in the air. We're in the respect that's way down the line.
Now, what can you do about the scent? Is there a way that you're gonna make scented watercolors, like scented markers, or are you just keeping the shit scent with the watercolors?
Because the scent, I'm pretty sure is gonna be just shitty. I'm not gonna.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the misconception. Bird shit actually doesn't smell bad.
What does it smell like?
It's really of a fine scent, and actually, if you are consistently, it all boils down to the diet of the birds. If you're consistently giving them the mango and the grapes only, nothing else, it's really gonna smell like the mango and the grapes. It's amazing.
Equivalent to when we eat asparagus and we pee, it smells like asparagus.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's on the plate right now.
How did you come across this job, if you don't mind me asking, Ricky?
Really? Well, actually, I was laid off a while ago off of a job I was interning for. Well, I wasn't laid off per se. I was let go. I was interning for a marketing position at a company that's promoting the tropical aspect of Costa Rica. Trying to promote the tourism. A lot of subtle racism in there. We're kind of promoting that to certain countries and not others.
Wait, excuse me. You say racism? Yeah.
It's institutionalized. No control over it. I'm not affiliated with that company whatsoever anymore. So it is what it is. Just something that kind of lingered up back of my mind.
Does that have anything to do with why you were let go?
Well, yeah, I was more or less. I mean, not to divulge too much into it, but sure. I was the purveyor, if you will, of expression. I said, "Hey, we need diversity here," and they just wanted to promote to the first world countries, and I was like, "Hey, those freaking those Nigerians want to come over to Costa Rica. Why not? Those Rwandians want to come." Want to come over to this country, why not? But there was some sin against Africans.
And what kind of where are you from? You haven't asked. You haven't said where you're from.
I'm from Costa Rica. What,
Costa Rica.
No, but all right, okay. You know what? Okay.
do you want a my specific city in Costa Rica?
You know what?
Like,
No.
you want-
You are you. All right, go ahead. Sorry. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep going.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm from Liberia of Costa Rica.
What? Where's that?
Northeast of the country.
You say
off-
Liberia?
Yeah, Liberia. Off the 1 and the 21, really major city. You take 19 down to
Some basic questions here, if you don't mind me asking. What's the population like in 2013 then?
2013. Top of my head, give me a second. I'm going back to 2013.
Yeah, just off the top of your head, you know.
Yeah.
Something simple.
I get the 2016 and 2013 populations mixed up. Oh yeah, that's right. 4.706 million, just off the top of my head.
In Liberia?
Yeah. Oh, in Liberia.
Liberia, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Thinking about it. Oh yeah. 50, roughly estimate 56,899 people.
What's the elevation like?
Elevation.
Elevation. Sorry.
Yeah, we want the details, you know. We don't
Yeah.
want to know. We wanted to make sure you're not just some Aussie making these up, you know.
144 meters for you U.S. folks. That's 472 feet.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, bro.
Did you delve into any sort of toucan poop picking when you were a child, or was this always in the back of your mind? How did this come about?
Were you a shitty kid?
Was I a shitty kid?
Yeah.
Well, I got hit. I got beat a lot. I don't know if it was well deserved. I mean,
Why did you get beat?
Well, I mean, guys, we're really going into some dark.
I'm sorry. Yeah, if we could just get back to as a kid, did you
You shit a lot.
Well, I mean, but
I would say it's
Oh,
the
sorry.
same. I would say, you know, we didn't have the fast food trends of the day, so we were stuck on guavas and mangoes. So there's a lot of constipation there at times, but more or less, you know, the normal shit routine as everybody else would.
Well, so did you experience a lot of poop picking when you were a kid, though? Like, I'm so curious on what got you into this line of work.
Well, I mean, I fell into it, to be perfectly honest.
You fell into the poop?
Yeah, like, I mean, you know, what they say, you know, you smell shit wherever you go, check under your shoe. That's pretty much my life, you know? It's like...
Always stepping on poop.
Oh, that's
yeah, and it's kind of like, you know, you make a... You know, you turn shit into gold and more...
I mean, yeah.
Why? Or more relevant, turn shit into watercolor. You know, it's like, you know, you want to make the best out of bad situations. So I was like, hey, you know, I'm surrounded by shit every day, so hey, why not make a profit off of it?
Sure.
Make shit into gold. You know
How did you come about just turning that shit into watercolor? Because I've never heard of it before myself. I'm curious how you came about it.
Well, as a child, I was really kind of into the arts a little bit. You know?
The arts, okay.
Yeah, more or less, I drew a lot of drawing, penciling. Never really personally myself went into watercoloring until more recently,
Right.
but I did like dabble with different types of mediums. I had charcoal. I did a little bit of acrylics. Some pencil. I said penciling, color pencil. So I said, hey, you know what? Like, but there was a shortage of watercolors in our country. I mean, you think ironically our country is so small and surrounded by two oceans,
Right.
where there's a shortage of water.
Makes very little sense, but okay.
But the thing is, the main ingredients to make the color of the water are the essential aspects of the watercolor. And more or less, you can tell that there was not really a focus on that. It was more of a shortcut. Hey, let's just use food colorings. Let's use different dyes. And I thought, guys, like, we need something more organic. We need something more sustainable. You know, they were using plastics in their dyes, and the carbon emissions from making those dyes and everything really were more or less contributing to, like, you know, putting the well-being of the ecosystem over here at stake. So I said, hey guys, like, you know, we have organic watercolor right in front of us. Why aren't we using it?
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. Do you plan on making any other types of
Yes.
Jason, you're talking
types of like, you know, like like, are you gonna do some sort of chalk with this poop, with the thicker part of the poop, or are you sticking with watercolors?
Way down the line, maybe. That's actually a solid idea. I'm not sure. We're trying to get the watercolor itself off the ground first, but you know, it's always a proposal.
Have you ever tasted the poop?
I mean, he has to at some point.
I knew this question was coming. I knew it.
I just read some other reports. I read up a little bit on you, and it said that sometimes
it's a question that's been asked in the past, and I will say yes, I have. You know, I feel like you need to be one with your medium and smelling it, tasting it, seeing it, hearing it, all.
Hearing it.
Yeah.
You mean like hearing them poop,
or the actual plop on from the anus to the floor, or the ground, or whatever.
So the more shady sound it makes, the more shady better it is.
Well, good question. Actually, the thing is, that's actually, you're getting into the sciences of it. You're actually in my trademark secrets. I don't really want to divulge too much, but I will say the plop itself does have an actual impact, and there is a plop range, if you will, that actually has an impact on the consistency and actual bring the actual, what's the proper word, luminescence of color itself. So I don't want to go too much into this. I don't know, and you know, maybe some kind of competitors at some point. But to answer your question, yeah, the sound itself does have an impact on the water.
Ricky, what makes you qualified for this position?
Or just a shady person?
What makes me qualified? Well, I mean, I have the experience, you know, and it's the way that I look at the situation. You know, I mean, I see myself as an entrepreneur. They'll do their own personal research and do some personal investment into into their ideas. So, you know, once the business starts, we possibly get incorporated at some point. Yeah, I will hire individuals that are accredited for the positions I desire. Finance team, I'll need a finance team. I'll need a research and development team. But that's way down the line. I really commend you guys. It sounds like you're really optimistic on my idea. You know, you're already planning questions that less of the future, but I love it. You know,
right? It's speaking of the future and optimism. what would you plan on doing with your competitors? How would you compete with them?
With those shitty people.
So it's all about making the signature mark on your product, you know.
Sure.
And for us, that's where the research and development comes. It's not only accenting, or it's not. It's the combinations themselves, like I was saying before, that will make our product. I mean, you're not only going to the product itself, but you're actually going to accent it with other organic products. We're thinking of putting in seasoning, spices, that bring out the
spices.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
yeah, to actually bring out the scent as well as you guys. These different types of combinations are what are going to keep us on the top level.
Sure, but don't you think other companies are going to do the same, or are you just going to stick with the value of the product?
Well, the value, yes, the value of the product, and the fact that, I mean, we don't have many competitors that my idea is still in the grassroots of it, so
Right.
it's more or less I haven't been exposed to any competitors. It's just knowing that my idea is more or less out there when there aren't any, it already puts us at a competitive edge. So any competitors that are coming into the field are going to be already one step behind me, and that step, that if this were some type of marathon or race, more or less, to find the perfect shit product, we're that one step ahead will always keep us on top of our competitors, if that makes any sense.
Right.
Mr. All Eyes on P, do
Yes.
you believe uh, that people are gonna take this well of this shitty market?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Are people gonna take it well on this shady market? Because you know how people don't have any money right now. Is this shady gonna go well?
I mean, that's the irony and the beauty of all this.
Uh huh.
Who, how much are people going to pay for shit? Nothing, you know? More or less nothing. Our gross profit, the gross profit you're going to make off of the shit itself, I mean, I could probably put the shit itself without any type of, more or less just the centrifuge process that I talked about before. With just that in itself, is marketable, is a product, and the centrifuge being at a low cost itself is gonna enable me to market and sell my product at a low price. So it for the impact on the market, people that have it's going to be sustained, or it's going to be accessible to all classes. It's not a high end product, if you will. So it more or less people I would suspect are going to be satisfied with the product if when it comes off, because it's affordable to everybody.
Well, you heard it here, guys. Shit is affordable for everybody.
How do you plan on making it accessible to everybody? How are you? What is your plan on taking it off the ground?
And literally taking it off the ground, if you know what I mean.
Correct. Yes.
Sorry, I was reading an email.
Take your time.
How do I plan on getting my product off the ground? Well, I mean, no pun intended there, but well, you know, well, I mean, to be honest, it's in the works. You know, that's what I need a marketing team for. I need, because you know, it's a hard. I won't be shameful to admit that it's a hard product to sell. You know, in the respect of the initial process of it, not necessarily once it's off the ground. Then, and we have a marketing niche, if you will, or a smooth marketing rhythm, then I'm confident in the product. But getting it off the ground, that's the where one obstacle may come that we have to look forward to.
Okay, well, thank you, All Eyes on Feet. This was a really productive talk,
Yeah, no problem.
and there was no shit at all. But I hope you can send us a sample. Maybe we can promote
Oh,
it.
absolutely, absolutely. Let me get my team together. Once we get once we go through the product testing, once I get an actual platform going for the product, I will definitely send you guys samples.
All right, Hatcher Fry, you have something to ask?
I had a few other questions actually.
All right, go ahead.
Um,
Go for it.
hold on. Sorry, I got this. Fuck. Hold on, if you don't mind waiting a little bit there, Ricky.
Meanwhile, who's doing this? This is a sponsored video by the other shady guys. So if you want another shady product, here it is. For $5 a month, you get shit, and you're gonna have to pay for the rest of the year and the next year. So, all right.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck!
Yeah.
Accidentally started. Sorry, I started fighting a boss accidentally.
Alright.
Any other questions?